BluntCut MetalWorks, June 27, 2026. It's been a while, and finally I get close to choose a geometry that works well for chopping and cutting, basically between a 30-degree and the 36. So I use this thing here. I sharpen overall it's 30-degree or 15-degree precise, and I got all this area here. It's not a micro bevel. It basically is probably maybe a third of a millimeter sharpened, with 36 degrees inclusive, which is about 18 degree precise. And so it's sharp enough right now for slicing phone book paper, because there's going to be a little ledge there between the slot, 3 slots. At 30 degree, basically if it was for chopping something that's not too hard, for example like this 4x4, which is now like Douglas fir or something, it's not a problem. I mean, at all, we can just do all that. And then if you chop something that's a little harder, but this is well, somewhat let me see, maybe it's not as I don't know, it's not as green oak as much, but it's, I consider it's not completely dry, this oak. And now this is again between the two. The 30 degree work well. This is really seasoned oak, and they go through, and it's well, oak is about, with the seasoned one, it's about chunk of hardness wise. Probably I consider for this oak probably about 1200 junker. This little piece, actually this is sycamore, actually it's very soft, but it's spongy. If you have a geometry that is, this bevel right here, this grind, is about 11 degree. Initially it was 10, and then I keep losing the edge because I keep play with the geometry. But then again, when you have this kind of thing, it's really spongy. If you don't have the sharp and thin, it's just going to just grab the edge. And now you go into something this why the 36 degrees here, because at the 30, and when you were chopping, this is blue gum, have a little dirt on them, I guess. Ooh, dusty. And this one here, the grub got eaten it, but you can see this core here is sharp. I mean, sharp and hard. This chunk of hardness about 24, 100 in terms of foot-pounds, in terms of what it takes to penetrate in, and I just got a little grub. And here basically a complete, nothing but blue gum that been seasoned and this is the hardwood. So anyway, well, I plan to make some chopper and many chopping edge to sell. But if you for people that are going to chop this kind of extreme hardwood, it's similar to rosewood, and so I would like to have the edge that can handle this hardwood. But if you chop in greenwood would be so soft, and I don't think I have another piece of greenwood. This is not green, this is seasoned, but still. You probably, from the camera, a not clear picture. The edge, I do know at 30 degree, if I chop onto a knot or some sort of weird grain, it could ripple. But so far I chop pretty straight grain, and so I'm looking for something with a knot, but I don't think I got anything. Or maybe this remnant of a knot. Right there. Okay, so let's get I didn't see any rippling in this case right now. Thickness behind the edge, it's about, it's not very thick because again, I bell grinded it so that the actual sharpening is actually it's maybe, and then the shoulder look like it's about 23 pounds or close to 1 millimeter behind the edge thickness. There's something there, right here. Either that or a piece of wood stuck. The 30 degree pass, but I do know at 63 Rockwell, this edge would ripple, and the steel I chose, and in this video I'm not going to say what steel it is, but look like you can see the oxidation, so you know it's carbon. The reason for this steel was chosen is that so that it's able to do impact hardening. Also, it can handle the cold transition hardness. In other words, you have thermal contraction, the harder increase, so they go probably 63 to, say you go at minus 10 Celsius. Then it go up a little bit, and it's still able to handle the cold, and also. And normally with this kind of heavy impact, or if you hit something hard, I still have the edge going to be, will be actually the edge itself, the apex itself could go up a little higher. So in other words, yeah, it's not super high carbon. But at 63 here, also the plasticity range is very high. Well, I think that's it. Thanks for watching.